Hello everyone, Kryptonite here and welcome back to another Baldur's Gate 3 video. So in this video we've got some more tips and tricks for you. Some of you may know some of these and some of you may not, but we're going to run through them anyway, and I've got a little challenge for you. Let me know in the comments down below how many of these you actually knew about. So to start off with, everyone knows that they should be saving the game often, especially before conversations and big battles, so we can reload them whenever we need to. Did you know there's actually a quicker way to do this? Instead of hitting escape, going to save game and then saving your game, did you know that you can actually just press F5 and this will save the game quickly? And then what we can also do, if we press F8, that will quickly load the game as well. So the next tip I have for you is if you are a sneaky little thief and you like to steal items. So we have a vendor here, and as you can see, a lot of these items here. But if you have a wizard or a cleric that can class the fog cloud spell, we can cast a fog cloud spell in the area. So we want to do pretty much all of them, and basically that creates a fog cloud. And what we can do now is we can go hidden and we can basically steal items that we want without getting caught. So as you can see here, I can steal items like this and not get caught for it. And also, as you can see, because we're crouching, everyone's line of sight, this whole fog cloud here is all clear, which means we can't get caught stealing. This is also handy to use on NPCs, for instance, that we know have really handy items that we want on them. We can create this fog and then we can just sort of pickpocket them and take the item as we please. Now as you can see, it doesn't last very long. It will last longer if you do it in turn-based mode. So the next tip does involve merchants as well, and it's all to do with trading. So with trading, what we want to do is pick our party member with the highest charisma. So we can do that by checking the character sheets. So you can just press tab, click on the character, and we want to find the one with the highest charisma. So Shadowheart here is the one with highest charisma. So I want to make sure I use a Shadowheart when I am initiating dialogue with the merchant. And then when we are buying and selling items, we will get better prices. So if we use our main character and speak to the trader, and we'll see what she has for sale. If we head down here to the potion or create a healing, for example, we can see that for 3 of them, it's 105 gold. Now if we go on to Shadowheart with the higher charisma, and we head over and check the prices, we can see here that it's 114, so it is a lot cheaper. Now another thing to bear in mind with prices with traders is this bar down here, which is the attitude towards your party or the member of your party. Now we can increase this to better our prices even further. Now a really quick and easy way to do that is to give the trader free items. So what we can do is just give them a load of, for instance, wooden crates and some wooden barrels as well. So we can just go ahead and just trade all of these. So it says we won't receive any gold, but we don't want to worry about that. We want to proceed, and we'll head over and do these ones as well. We've got quite a few. We just want to give away some free items. We'll chuck that sword in there as well, and we can head over and sell them. And as you can see, our attitude has increased to 2. So the higher up this bar goes, admittedly you do need to give away quite a few free items to do this, but it's definitely worth it in the end. Now the last little thing to do with merchants and traders, if you are one of those little thieves that like to steal stuff, I've showed you the fog trick. But did you know when it comes to pickpocketing, so we can see that she has 1,792 gold. If we try and pickpocket that, you can see it takes a target roll of 20. Which is quite considerable and very difficult to do. So what we can do is we can head over to the trader just like this, and we can find their gold. And if we just shift click and we can split the stack, we'll do it a few times. We'll do it a good few times. So now as you can see, we've got plenty of stacks of gold. So we've got nice 112, 224, 48, etc. So now if we go ahead and go back to stealing items from her, so if we try and pickpocket her now, you will see that if we go for the 448 one, the target is now dropped to 13, and if we go to 112, it goes target roll to 7. So it makes it a lot easier to then steal the gold if we do it in stacks like that. So the next tip I have for everyone is to do with inventory. So say for instance you've just been sort of looting around and you've got a few extra weapons and few bits of armor and equipment. What you can do, instead of for instance hovering over one and seeing what type of weapon it is to determine what character you want to go on, Did you know that you can actually click on, for instance, if we go here onto Lazelle's boots, if we click on her boots, it will actually show us all the items in our inventory that will suit her and that we can put on her body. It also shows us if they are equipped to certain people or not. This is really handy, for instance, if we've got an empty slot here, like for rings example. It also works on these as well, so we can just quickly scan through and see what one is going to be better to equip to her and to whatever character you desire. This also works for weapons as well. So if we click on our melee weapon here, we can see all the items that are available. It just saves sifting through your inventory, and also just saves clicking the sorting option and going by type and doing it that way around as well. Just makes things a lot quicker. Another tip when it comes to trading. So I see a lot of people are wondering sort of when the traders restock their items, and if you have a case where you've just sold a lot of items and the vendor has no more gold on them, it can be a little bit frustrating when you do have plenty more stuff to sell. So I've got to a point where the trader has got no more gold, which means we can't sell anything at all. So what we can do, and what the community has figured out, that if you are ready to level up, you can actually level up quickly, and this will restock the traders gold, and it will also re-roll the items that they have for sale as well. So let's quickly level up Lazelle. Now this does work for all the party members, so if you do, like I have here, I've stacked them all up, I can refresh and re-roll this trader's items and gold up to 4 times. So we'll quickly level Lazelle up. So with Lazelle now leveled up, we can head over back to the trader and we will check her wares, and as you can see, her gold has gone back up to 1900. It was very low before and we wasn't allowed to sell anything. And as you can see, as well as the previous items she has had a reroll as well on some of them. Majority of these ones are just items that I have sold, so I know her inventory does look quite big. But yeah, just something to bear in mind, if you do, as I said, stack your level ups like this, then you can go ahead and sell everything you need to sell. Just level up a character in your party, that will refresh the trader's gold amount, and then you can repeat the process, which is a nice little handy trick for you guys. And for the 6th and final tip of the video is to do with looting. So if we, for instance, click on this wine rack, we have 2 separate items. Now, for argument's sake and for video purposes, let's just pretend that one of these is, for instance, a scroll that I want to give to Gale. Now, I could pick it up myself and then transfer it from inventory to inventory, or I could go ahead and click on Gale, come over here and open it back up, and then take the scroll that I wanted. But there is an even easier way that you might not be aware of, and that's when you have this open. Did you know that we can actually just click and hold the item and then drag it straight over to Gale on our left hand side, and that will automatically put it into Gale's inventory. So if we head over to Gale now and check his inventory, as you can see here right at the top, we have the Plum Fizz. So it definitely does work, and it just makes transferring loot really easy, especially if you've used a character with a really high sleight of hand check on a chest, for instance, and you don't want to keep switching characters, etc. At least you know now that you can just drag the item straight into the character's inventory just like that. Just makes stuff so much more easier.